Welcome back to our channel. Today we have a spine-tingling topic that will send shivers down your spine. Join us as we explore the top 10 most gruesome killings that have shocked the world. Viewer discretion is advised. From serial killers to violent crimes, these cases will deeply affect you. Our goal is to highlight the horrifying acts that humans are capable of, not to glorify or sensationalize them. Without delay, let's start our chilling countdown. Number 10. The Zodiac Killer. In the annals of true crime history, one dark and enigmatic figure stands out, haunting the collective memory of the San Francisco Bay Area in the late 1960s and early 1970s, a chilling presence known as the Zodiac Killer. This shadowy individual, whose true identity remains shrouded in mystery to this day, wrought havoc and instilled unparalleled fear throughout the region with his malevolent acts. The Zodiac Killer took perverse pleasure in toying with law enforcement, taunting both the press and the police through a series of encrypted messages and cryptic letters. These unsettling missives served as disturbing glimpses into the mind of a cold and calculating perpetrator, leaving authorities astounded by the level of intricate planning and deliberate provocation. With each murder committed, the Zodiac Killer seemed to amplify his sinister notoriety, showcasing a deadly blend of cunning and brutality. That is what sent shockwaves through the community. His crimes were marked by a brazen disregard for human life and a meticulousness that seemed almost inhuman. The brutality of his actions, coupled with the sheer audacity of his public messages, sent shivers down the spines of all who learned of his chilling exploits. Despite the best efforts of law enforcement, the true identity of the Zodiac Killer remains elusive, perpetuating an enduring sense of both fear and fascination. His region of terror left an indelible mark on the pages of true crime history, forever entwined with the unsolved enigma that continues to captivate the imaginations of those who delve into the dark corners of this perplexing and haunting case. Number 9. The Black Dahlia Murder. In 1947, the body of Elizabeth Short, known as the Black Dahlia, was found in Los Angeles. Her mutilated corpse and the mystery surrounding her death have captivated the public for decades. Elizabeth Short's body was found severed in two at the waist, with her face mutilated to an extent that made identification difficult. The case remains one of the most enduring unsolved mysteries in American criminal history, fueling countless theories and speculation. Number 8. The Toy Box Killer. David Parker Ray, also known as the Toy Box Killer, abducted and tortured several women in a soundproofed trailer in New Mexico. The details of his sadistic methods are too horrifying to recount here. Ray's toy box was a chamber of unspeakable horrors, equipped with restraints, surgical tools, and audio recordings of his own voice instructing his victims on what was about to happen to them. The chilling recordings, along with the physical evidence, provided a glimpse into the depravity of Ray's actions. Number 7. The Toolbox Killers. Lawrence Bittaker and Roy Norris, known as the Toolbox Killers, abducted, raped, and murdered teenage girls in California in the late 1970s. Their crimes were marked by extreme brutality and cruelty. Bittaker and Norris used a van equipped with tools such as pliers, ice picks, and hammers to torture and kill their victims. They would often record the horrifying acts committed against their victims, further adding to the chilling nature of their crimes. Number 6. The Moors Murders. Ian Brady and Myra Hindley abducted, sexually assaulted, and murdered 5 children in England between 1963 and 1965. The desolate landscapes of Saddleworth Moor became the burial ground for their innocent victims. Brady and Hindley's crimes shocked the nation, as the depravity and sadism displayed were beyond comprehension. Their choice of victims, the concealment of their bodies, and the tapes they recorded as souvenirs showcased a level of evil that is difficult to comprehend. Number 5. The Manson Family Murders. The Manson family, led by Charles Manson, carried out a series of gruesome murders in 1969, including the infamous killing of actress Sharon Tate. These senseless acts of violence shocked the world and marked the end of the peace and love era. Manson's followers committed the murders under his twisted ideology, leaving messages scrawled in blood at their crime scenes. The brutal killings, notable for their randomness and the high-profile status of the victims, forever changed the perception of cult violence Number 4. The Vampire of Sacramento. Richard Chase, known as the Vampire of Sacramento, committed a series of horrifying murders in the late 1970s. He engaged in acts of necrophilia and cannibalism, earning his place as one of the most deranged killers in history. Chase's crimes were marked by his belief that he needed to consume the blood and organs of his victims to prevent his own body from deteriorating. The gruesome details of his killings and the physiological and psychological disturbances he exhibited during his trial left a lasting impression on those who followed the case. Number 3. The BTK Killer. Dennis Rader, the BTK Killer, terrorized Wichita, Kansas for over 30 years. His moniker stood for Bind, Torture, Kill, reflecting his sadistic tendencies and the horrifying nature of his crimes. Rader's Sign of Terror, which spanned from the 1970s to the early 2000s, involved carefully planned and executed attacks on his victims. His ability to taunt the police and media with letters and messages only added to the chilling nature of his crimes, keeping the community in a state of fear and uncertainty. Number 2. The Night Stalker. Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, struck fear into the hearts of residents in Los Angeles and San Francisco during the 1980s. His random acts of violence, including rape, murder, and torture, left a trail of terror in his wake. Ramirez's crimes were marked by their brutal and seemingly indiscriminate nature. He would break into homes, brutally assault and murder his victims, often leaving behind satanic symbols as his calling card. The sheer randomness and audacity of his attacks sent shockwaves through the communities as people lived in fear of becoming his next victim. Number 1. Jack the Ripper. And now, as we reach the finale of our countdown, we delve into the depths of a chilling tale that has haunted the collective consciousness for over a century. We encounter the enigma that is Jack the Ripper, the most notorious and elusive killer in history. In the dark and foggy streets of London's Whitechapel district in 1888, a reign of terror unfolded, one that continues to confound investigators and captivate the imaginations of people worldwide. The notoriety of Jack the Ripper stems not only from the horrific nature of his crimes, but also from the intriguing elements that surround his mysterious persona. The savagery and brutality inflicted on his unfortunate female victims left a grim and indelible mark on the annals of true crime history. The extent of the mutilations and the sheer callousness of the acts sent shockwaves through society, leaving a community gripped with fear and horror. What further fueled the fascination with Jack the Ripper is the killer's uncanny ability to elude capture. Despite the relentless efforts of the police and numerous investigations, the elusive fiend remained one step ahead, slipping through the grasp of justice time and time again. The case took an even more mystifying turn, as taunting letters from someone purporting to the murderer were sent to the authorities and the unsuspecting press, adding an additional layer of intrigue and perplexity to an already enigmatic narrative. Over the decades, countless theories have emerged, suspects have been named, and investigations have been revisited in an effort to unmask the true identity of Jack the Ripper. And there you have it, folks. Top 10 most gruesome killings that have haunted our collective consciousness. We hope this episode has given you a glimpse into the dark side of humanity and the importance of seeking justice for the victims. If you want to continue exploring the mysteries of true crime and delve deeper into the minds of these notorious killers, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell.